You have greatness in you. I want you to like this page and share it because this is a very serious conversation. One of the things that I think that we have to begin to look at is that all of us have a role to play. I believe that those of us that are still here, that we are here because we're chosen to do the greater work. Now, let me make it clear. I'm not talking to the masses. I'm only talking to people who can hear my voice. Some of you have been hearing my voice since you were little teeny weenies, okay? And so I know I've touched a lot of lives. I'm 79. I've been doing this for 52 years. You see this picture of me speaking in the Georgia Dome. That's 37 years ago. You see the picture of me and my twin brother, Wesley, eating sugar cane. We came from nothing and made it against all odds. And at this stage of my life, my goal to do something that Dr. Miles Monroe told me. He said, Les Brown, there's no success without successors. And he was right. Because when we look at what's going on now and the state of mind that many people are in and the kinds of things that are taking place, that the world is as it is, not because a few people are foul-mouthed or coming from a negative place or don't have a sense of purpose. But I believe that the world is as it is because too many people are silent. And your story can make a difference. I use my story to do that. I want to show you something right now. Tola, show this man. It's tragic. Commit suicide. I remember reading an interview about a guy who was in the same state of desperation. And he left home and said if anybody smiled at him, he wouldn't kill himself. And no one smiled. And he jumped off the San Francisco bridge. And they had a net that caught him. And they asked him, why did you want to commit suicide? He said, I didn't want to commit suicide. He said, but the life that I was living was so painful. I just wished if somebody had said something nice to me or looked at me like I mattered, I wouldn't have done it. I want you to look at this next video. Tola.
Reporting live. Don't judge him. He's never been here before. Junior neither. But this is wild, B. Wow, sister. Hey, yo. Hey.
Tola, that's enough. This guy was a comedian, making people laugh, jovial, life of the party. He committed suicide a short time ago. I want you to like this page and share it because I want to share some things with you about how to use your story to make a difference. Please help me build a community of like-minded people. I'm not talking to everybody. The masses, what I say, it does not matter to them. But there are few of you that can hear my voice. There are few of you that want to make a difference. There are few of you that have a sense of consciousness to unplug from the world so that you can hear me, because what's in me is in you. Now, this I find extremely disturbing. Tola, play some of it because I don't want it in the consciousness of people. Go ahead.
Suicide, Your love is suicidal. Lately I've been feeling suicidal. Your love is suicidal. I thought that we were meant to be. You took my heart and made it bleed. I gave you all my ecstasy. I know you'll be the death of me. Left lipstick on my Hennessy. Felt
I don't want to put all that in your consciousness. That title, Suicidal, that video got 118 million views. Suicidal, that video talking about suicide got 118 million views. I now know more now than ever why Dr. Miles Monroe said, there's no success, Les Brown, without successors. You got to train others how to speak like you, to change lives like you before you leave here. And Miles worked hard. I listened to him because he left an incredible legacy. Wrote over 30 books, spoke all over the world, made a great impact. And I believe those of you that are listening to me now, not the ones who've gone past this because it's too positive for them, that we have the power to make a difference. And I'm looking for people who want to make a national and global impact, and not just in terms of a social contribution, also people who want to learn how to present, how to sell themselves or ideas, how to go into this business of self-education, which is $1 billion a day, and less than 5 years, it'll be $1 trillion a day because of artificial intelligence. And all the jobs, over 350 million jobs that are being replaced by it. My grandson, my great-grandson, Trey, he wanted to become a CPA, went to school and graduated, took the test, passed the test, got a job in a corporation. And after a few months, he was eliminated by GPT, ChatGPT. And 30% of the whole staff. Fortunately, I'm his great-grandfather, and he's going to be inheriting this company along with his aunt and uncle, and I can give him a job. This area is major, not just in terms of monetizing your goals and your dreams, but I'm looking to train people who want to make a difference, who want to join a movement to change the collective consciousness of our culture. I wanted to share something with you. I said, Les, what's the big deal? It's just a song. Is that right? Please keep moving. I have no conversation for you. I'm not trying to convince anybody what I'm talking about makes sense, because I'm 75. I know that a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I understand that. So I don't deal with two combinations, arrogance and ignorance. I know what I'm talking about. 1 out of 3 young adults has experienced mental, behavioral, and emotional issues in the past year. That's 36% of the population. Listen to this. 42% of high school students reported feeling sadness and hopelessness in the past year and having suicidal thoughts. Suicide is a leading cause of death for teens and young adults between ages 10 and 34. It doesn't matter what people listen to. What you listen to, you turn into. It doesn't matter. We look the other way and say, oh, it's just entertainment. Is that right? It's created a culture, HIV, hood-infected virus, AIDS, addiction to incarceration, and death syndrome. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word became flesh. The words that we speak, you listen. Just if you go online and just listen, not just to dudes, but to women, young girls, grandmothers. I mean, people of all levels who they'll say anything. It's the new normal. I'm an old fuddy-duddy. It's a new normal, just using disrespectful language. I remember I came up in a time you would never curse in front of a woman. I came up in a time my mother never heard me curse. And now these young people curse their mother out and their father. And anybody that try and stop them. You think that's okay? No. Ignorance and arrogance and negative behavior are created by words. And they can be changed by words. I was not always the person that I am now. And I had this man who he didn't know. I adopted him as my spiritual father because I never knew anything about my father being in foster care, then adopted. And so I liked the way he dressed and how he talked. And I adopted him as my spiritual father. And I got a lot of spiritual children out there. They say, "Hey, Pops, how you doing?" But he interrupted my thinking with words. Young man, I was labeled educable mentally retarded, put in special education from the from the fifth grade all the way till I graduated from high school. I was never mainstream. And he said, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Why you say words are powerful? Because how people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. I'm doing a very intimate small group of 30 people here in Atlanta. It's almost sold out. Teaching people how to use their words to distract, dispute, and inspire. Did you hear me? To distract, dispute, and inspire. To distract them from their current story and how they see themselves. And through your presentation skills in your story, you dismantle their current belief system and inspire them to make a new decision about their lives. We make decisions, and our decisions make us. There are people who videotape people doing horrible things, as opposed to saying, "Don't do that." They're videotaping it. A song on suicidal, over 100 million views, but something that's positive, something that can restructure our thinking, something that will give us a vision of ourselves beyond our mental conditioning and our circumstances and being a part of a culture that's designed to destroy our sense of self and dismiss us and destroy us, something that can empower you. Very few people. That's a handful of people. Watch that. When Tola showed me the statistics on the number of people that viewed that song, Suicidal, and there's another one on suicide called Sad. Maybe I'm wrong. I know many of you hating me right now. And guess what? I don't care. Oh, behave. I don't care. Did you hear me? If I could say it in 7 different languages, I would say it. I don't care because I know what I'm talking about. We got to clean up our language. We've got to develop other voices of hope and inspiration and joy and love and creating mindsets of achievement and creating communities of greatness and teaching young men and young ladies how to take responsibility for the lives that they envision for themselves and inspire them to be encouraged by our example, not just being the messenger, but being the message. If anybody can hear me, if what I'm saying, there's got to be at least 5, 10, or 15 people that can relate to. Tola, let me see the comments on the right. Move the pictures over the right, please. I want to see some comments of what people are saying, please. If anybody can hear me, let me see. If I got to get my Walgreens glasses. I know, but I know y'all mad at me now for what I'm saying. Let them say, oh. Interesting. No, what I'm saying is not resonating. No, I can tell by the limited conversations and responses. That's okay. I'm not running for a popularity contest. So for those of you that have an interest in talking to people, I want to share with you some strategies on how to communicate. I'll just give you a tip of the iceberg because I'm doing this training. I want you to go to lesbrown.com and you get some information on it. But I want to share some thoughts with you. I want you to get a pen and paper. I want to share some things with you. Tola, please put the website up there and the number, please. And put those comments on the other side, please. Thank you. When you're communicating with someone, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it quickly. There are 7 steps of storytelling. But I'm going to share with you 3. That when you're communicating with someone, your goal is to communicate in a way where they can identify with you, that they can relate to you, and that they will feel a connection with you. You can't correct unless you connect. Where a lot of people, because of their inexperience, and they just got some stuff on their chest they want to get out, or just want to tell somebody their story, people don't care about your story. But when your story is delivered strategically, where you create, and I want you to write this down, want to power, that as a result of them hearing your story, they want to do something different with their lives. As a result of them hearing your story, and they've been paralyzed by fear or procrastination or an abusive experience they've had, that they now have the power to want to step out of their history and their past and create a new future for themselves. That's why your story matters. That's why it can be transformative. Some people can identify with me, but there are millions who won't. And I've reached over 2 billion people around the planet. But there's some people that you're going to reach that I won't reach because of your personality, because of your energy, because of your story, because of what you've gone through. And so I'm looking for people who want to speak, to serve, to make a difference. I got 15 grandchildren and 4 great-grands. I know what I'm talking about. We don't have to go through this life experience just being witnesses. And something happens, 3 factors involved. There's the perpetrator, it's the victim, and they're the witnesses. One would ask the question, who's the worst? The perpetrator? No. The witness. Because the witnesses at any point in time could interrupt what's going on. Even if you don't do anything but call for help, don't put yourself in harm's way. George Floyd is a very good example. Men who were sworn to serve and protect, they were witnesses to a murder and didn't lift a finger to help. And so we have witnesses now. People who see things that are wrong and just watch and keep going. And I'm looking for the few. The road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it. I'm looking for the few that want to take a stand and say, no, not on my watch. I'm going to do my part before I leave here. If that's you, let me see some flames, because I can't read the comments. I can't see that close up. But if you can feel what I'm saying, that's important, because it's like we become numb to what's going on. We become numb. I was in the store and a lady came in and she had on her pajamas, like she just got out of bed. I said, hello, Atlanta. Come on. Are you kidding me? You're saying that given where we came from, stony the road we trod, bitter the chesting rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our father sighed. We've come over a way that with tears have been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Are you kidding me? You think Malcolm and Dr. King and all the other great ones died for this level of arrogance and ignorance? No. That some of you can hear me. I know it's a few. I know at the end of this, the majority of you will hate me. I'm fine with that. You don't do nothing for me. You don't pay my bills and nothing. No. I don't want you to come to my workshops. They think I don't even have an address up, because I want it exclusive for a small group of people who are serious. I'm clear that the masses of people, the Jewish carpenter said, all power is in my hands. Oh, by the way, the poor will always be among you. My goal is to train people how to help people to live a life that's focused on building a legacy. I'm tired of hearing this religious jargon about generational curses. No. Come on, give me a break. Or this ignorance about the devil. No. Give me a break. It's about breaking the cycle of mental conditioning of self-hatred. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, come forth, sir. He said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you never have to concern yourself with what he will do. He said, if you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, you never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. His very nature and how he carries himself. His very nature when he opens his mouth. His very nature when you look at the relationships and the people that she hangs out with or he hang out with. That'll tell you everything. I'm strongly, I don't know you, but I'm strongly of the opinion, I know this, that we were born and preserved for such a time as this. There's something that you've got. Trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about. When you look at this picture of my twin brother and I had no idea that this future Les Brown would be here now. Sometimes you got to be intelligently ignorant. You don't know what you can't do and the kind of impact that you can make. There's a reason we're taught eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you when you are willing to walk by faith and not by sight. It might not make sense, as Donald Lawrence would say, but it makes faith. I'm telling you, we can make a difference. I'm telling you, we can make some impact. I'm doing a training with some young people this summer. And I do interviews with the parents and the kids together. I don't just let anybody in because I'm not going to waste my time and energy with people who are not ready. There was a period of time in my life I wasn't ready. And I just feel that this message is for somebody. I just feel that. Some of you know me. You've heard my voice for years. You know me and what I stand for. And now at this stage of my life at 79, I'm looking for people who want to take a stand for goodness, take a stand for peace, take a stand for harmony, take a stand to help to create an achievement-driven culture, a culture of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships where we're turning to each other rather than on each other. Where we will find it repulsive to listen to a song called Suicidal. Just because of our consciousness. There's certain things that you just no longer listen to. And certain words you just don't do that anymore because it's not a part of your consciousness. Because in order to create the future that we want to create for ourselves and for our children, our children's children, we've got to be willing to die to who we have been to give birth to who we can become. The next greatest version of ourselves. Simba, you are more than that which you have become. That's not just a line in Lion King. You are more than that which you have become. Thank you, Father, for this day. Thank you for those who can hear my voice. Thank you for inspiring us to not give up on our children, not to give up on ourselves, not to give up on our dreams, and to step out of the bleachers and off the couches and become major players in the field of life. Thank you for blessing us and preserving us for such a time as this. And so it is. You have something special. You have greatness in you. You are here to do the greater work. This is Mamie Brown's baby boy and Dorothy Bell Rucker's pride and joy. I got two mothers and I'm not ashamed. I got two mothers and I love them just the same. Bye for now.